Today we'll be looking at shoulder mobility in Tai Chi and Qigong. So as you know, we move a certain way in these arts, in the internal martial arts and in Qigong. There's certain movement principles that we abide with. For instance, keeping the hips square with the shoulders when we're turning, shifting weight with the hips level, that sort of thing. Today we're going to look at shoulder mobility in particular to see how it moves in certain ways, all the different directions that the shoulder blades in particular can move. In standing pose, different standing pose postures, as well as Tai Chi, Pang Lu, Ji and An. Why we want to do that is so we can get the max out of the shoulders to connect the body, whether it's from a physical point of view, a martial point of view to get maximum strength, or from a health sort of point of view where you can, if you've got an injury for example, you can get the best stretch in your shoulder, or energetically trying to get the energy moving as much as possible and not getting it stuck in the shoulders, which are a fairly big area, and you're moving your arms around quite a lot, so basically the shoulders are moving around quite a lot, and the shoulders connect the arms to the spine, and the spine connects to the legs, and that's where you get your whole body movement. But if one part breaks or isn't quite working well, then you're not getting the max whole body movement. So what we'll also look at is some of the contraindications, some areas in the shoulders where things tense up a little, so you can be a little bit more aware of that in your practice and bring focus to those areas whilst you're moving to eliminate the habits that don't serve you. And as I said, we'll be looking at how the shoulder blades move in Pang Lu, Ji and An, as well as standing post. A little bit of Qigong and Santi, each one Santi. You ready? Let's do it. So let's just start off with some warm-ups. Some simple shoulder warm-ups. So we'll just do the shoulder roll, rolling backwards, but we start off really small, so it's almost invisible, and then it just grows bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's kind of like you're spiraling out, and I'm still not at my max, starting to get to my max now. Now I'm at my max circle. So when we're at the biggest circle, we do a few of those. And then start to shrink the circle, keep the direction the same, just shrinking the circle. So it's smaller and smaller and smaller until it comes to stillness. And then we change direction. So rolling forward, small, moving to medium size circle, and then large circles. Just let your breath be natural. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling either through the nose, or if you want, you can exhale through the mouth for a bigger release. And then shrinking that circle again. Okay. The next warm-up is going to be having our hands like this, and then we just bring the shoulder blades in and then spread the shoulder blades out. Shoulder blades in, shoulder blades out. Doesn't matter which arm is on top here, you can swap them around. So like this and like this. Yeah. Inhale and exhale. So here, as these are just warm-ups, we can totally just break one of our movement principles, and we can stick the chest out if we like, get a nice chest stretch as well. But here we're really feeling how the shoulder blades come in and how they spread out here. And 10. Right. So, the last warm-up exercise is just let the arms dangle down like so in front of your body, hands in front of your body, and then you just trace a clockwise circle like so. So now this is going to look anti-clockwise probably to you, and in truth it doesn't really matter, these are just warm-ups. So we're just going like the clock face, one way 10 times. Inhale up and exhale down, or just letting your breath be natural. A few more times. Twice more before we change direction. Okay. Other way. Okay, feels good. So, the shoulder blades. They are here, as you might know, upper back, right there where your hand lands. Yeah, it's kind of shaped a little bit like a triangle, and it's connected to the top of the arm bone here, as well as the end of the collarbone. Your shoulder blade, aka scapula. And the interesting thing about the shoulder blade is it kind of floats around. We can move it around in all directions. Yeah, and that's the key to how we move the arms. Yeah, it's the shoulder blade movement can enhance the structural integrity of your Tai Chi or your Qigong. So that's what we're going to look at. Yeah. So the way the shoulder blade, the first way we'll look at the direction the shoulder blades can move is sideways. Yeah. So we know this when we do our Wu Ji, the shoulder blades spread a little. Yeah. And they're going this way. Yeah. But obviously they can come in also. A bit more on that later when we look at the contraindications, but for now, let's just move the shoulder blade, spread it out that way. This one comes in, this side comes in, this one goes out, then swap. This hand comes in, shoulder blade comes in, and shoulder blade on the other hand goes, other side goes out. Yeah, just like this. Yeah. And your arms just want to be relaxed here, elbows heavy, yeah, and just really try to get the movement to come from the shoulder blade. Maybe for you, you're just kind of here. Yeah. I'm making it nice and big and obvious. Yeah. You can still do this as a sort of stretch, just having the intention of having a stretch there, so you can exaggerate it also. Yeah. The main thing is to get the sense of, okay, yeah, that shoulder blade is going out, this one is coming in at the same time. Yeah. And at this speed, your breath should definitely be natural and not in sync with the breath, with the movement, I should say. Yeah. The next, so if that's the x-axis, we'll look at the y-axis. Is that right? X and y? I think so. So the up and down axis. So when your arms move up, the shoulder blade or the shoulder blades drop down. They kind of drop down and tuck under. That's the feeling anyway, similar to how the hips drop down and the tailbone tucks under. The shoulder blades do the same thing. Yeah. Boom. Like so. So when we bring the arms up, we're trying to get that sense, the shoulder blades moving down, and reversely, when the hands come down, we try to get this feeling of the shoulder blades moving back up, upward into position, yeah, the original position. So, shoulder blades down, shoulder blades up. Yeah, see if you can feel that. Let's do a few of these. When I first learned this, and we were really testing it, the shoulder blades moving down, we'd have a partner holding the shoulder blades behind, like so, and just giving us feedback when they would move and when they would stop moving. And when they would stop moving, we would stop the arm movement. So I was probably just somewhere up to here. Yeah. Trying to do the first move of Tai Chi with the shoulder blades. It was maybe just came up to here. And then slowly over time, it kind of connected more, loosened up more. But for now, don't worry about that too much. Just a seed for later that you can play with. Shoulder blades down, shoulder blades up. Twice more. Okay, so if you remember your maths, you have the X, you have the Y, and then you have your Z axis. So going this way. So the shoulder blades can go like that or back like that. Yeah. And just a simple exercise. When we move our arms forward, we try to get the sense of, forget for now that the shoulder blades are spreading, yeah, because that's going to happen. But what you want to try to feel is your shoulder blades going backward as the hands go forward. Yeah. And then the shoulder blades come in a little as the hands come in. Yeah. It might even be just a little slight pressure variation that you're feeling. That's fine. So shoulder blades go backward as the hands go forward, and then the shoulder blades come back towards the body as the hands come in. Yeah? As I said, forget about this spreading for now. We're really just focusing on the shoulder blade movement in the Z axis. A few more times. Okay. So that was sort of the light version of the shoulder blades and the three axes. Axes? I don't know. Here is the slightly harder version. So what we will do now, we'll focus on the spreading of the shoulder blades going outward, and we have the hands like so at about shoulder height, elbows dropped, yeah, but not so far back that your chest starts to pop out. Yeah, so the shoulder blades still spread here. Yeah. And what we'll do is the fingertips kind of stay where they are, but then we express the palms down and forward. You see that? So we're kind of pushing. Yeah, like boom. Yeah, we're doing that. But in a nice, slow way. Yeah. And trying to get it from the shoulder blades and release. So it's active when we push and then we release. Yeah, and the shoulder blades come in a little bit just naturally. Yeah. So we're really putting the effort into spreading the shoulder blades there along the x-axis that way, and then we just come back and let it release. Yeah. So not trying too much, not pulling them in really, like with intent, just letting them come back. So again. Okay. By all means, if you want to do more of those, you can. We'll move on to the next. So the y-axis. Bring the hands up here like so. Yeah. And similar to the previous one, we push with the base of the palm. Yeah. Fingers sort of stay still. Yeah. And here we are trying to feel the shoulder blades moving up and down as we push up. The movement's going to be subtle. For some it might even look like there is no movement, but it's just the slightest pressure from the palm, like pushing up with the palm, and your shoulder blade moves accordingly. If you have one shoulder is weaker and this is really hard for you, then you can just adjust it. It doesn't have to be right above your head, it can be somewhere there. Yeah, you've got all these angles to play with, and say this side arm is weaker than this side, you maybe do your 10 reps on this side, and then your 10 reps on this side, and then you do another 10 reps on this side. Yeah. The other thing to think about if you do have injuries is that if this arm does only comfortably comes up to say here, whereas this one's like, yeah, I'm good here, you want the good arm to not do any more than the not so good arm, the injured arm. You want to keep them on par, because you don't want this good arm to get stronger and stronger while this one is struggling just to get to 100%, while this one's already going at, I don't know, relatively speaking, 120 or something, yeah? Make sense? So, you've got that, the up and down, boom, yeah, feeling the shoulder blades moving up and down. It's a small movement, but it's clear. After a while especially, it's clearly there. Yeah. And when we put this into other bits shortly, you'll hopefully get a feel for it in movement of Pangmu Jianan and static postures of each one. So, the last one is this axis. So, same as before, hands are just there in front of the chest, fingers still, and then push forward with the palms, and that should feel like the shoulder blade is moving backward. Yeah. If you're not getting that sense, yeah, what you can do is put your hands flat against the wall, and then just push with the whole palm, and you should feel it even clearer because you've got that feedback of the wall. Yeah. But let's do a few of these now. Feeling the shoulder blades move backward as we press the palm and release back into neutral, back towards the body. Yeah, the shoulder blades are connected to the muscles of the neck also, as well as the muscle of the chest. So this subtle movement is stretching all of those. A few more times. Okay, so final little Qigong-ish exercise related to these XY axes that you can do. So, arms raise, this is part one, yeah, and the shoulder blades come down. Yeah. So basically like the first move of Tai Chi, shoulder blades come back up a little, back to neutral position. Yeah. So, inhale, and then exhale. So the exhale is always going to be the same. We're just going to add a bit more to the inhale. The inhale might become longer subsequently, but don't worry about it too much. So inhale, shoulder blades drop down. Exhale, shoulder blades come back up. Now from here, as we inhale, we come here and then we come into the tree hugging pose. Shoulder blades spread, elbows spread, yeah? And then exhaling back, releasing the shoulder blades. So, scapula tucks under, scapulas spread out. Feel that? And exhale. So we're just moving them in a sequence. Scapula goes down, goes to the sides, releases back to the middle, just gently, gently. Don't even worry about it, just it knows what it's doing, or they know what they're doing. Tucking under, spreading out, releasing back into place. Yeah? So we've got the up and down movement, and then the sideways movement, and then we'll add the forward and back movement as we push, and the blades go backward, and then we release. So, inhale, scapulas down, scapulas spread, scapulas go back, exhale, back into place. Yeah? If you find that you end up holding your breath there, then don't. Just, the breath is not so important here. You can just make it natural. But after a few reps, you should be able to make a nice long inhale. And then what you can also do is you can just slow down that movement at the exhale to make the exhale the same length. Like so. Yeah? So, just to recap, rise, hug a tree, push, and release. Yeah? And the shoulder blades come down, they spread to the sides, they push backward, and then they come back to neutral. So that set of exercises that we've done so far are kind of your preliminary exercises. I'd call it part one of this session. We did the shoulder rolls, we had a look at which way the shoulder blades can move. We did them in an easy way, and we did them in a slightly more demanding way. And we did this simple Qigong exercise. And you can just take that, if that's enough for you, and to just kind of play with and digest and really get integrated in your body. That's a good chunk to play with already. Yeah. So feel free to do that, or use this video as just a practice to do all of that, what we just did, for a period of time, and then move on to the next.